So we're just I never know how to start that. And I don't know if you saw the last one. It was terrible. It was terrible. I didn't like the start. I'm gonna be honest, but I'm gonna use that as a code opening. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you guys saw the first video. I appreciate everybody who commented, liked, subscribed. I do appreciate all of that. Today we are going to talk about the Apple event. Apple surprised us last week with a very weird announcement. It's about a week out, they said, and it was a spooky event starting at 5 o'clock on Halloween. Weird. But
Yes.
as you can see, it is not just me today. I couldn't talk an Apple event without bringing in one of my good friends who I always talk Apple events with. My homie Trayvon. Trayvon, how are you today?
Doing good. Yeah, this was an interesting thing for them to do. There's always been a rumor going around there's always gonna be an October event, but
Yeah.
never thought it'd be around the Halloween time.
No, yeah, that was very much the biggest will they won't they, I feel like, of the tech world's
Right.
October.
Hmm.
There were many rumors saying that, oh, Apple's going to release a new MacBook or the new M3 line, or Apple's not going to release anything. Everything's coming out 2024.
Yes.
So for them to come back and I think what the tagline was, what, scary fast.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm curious of what that's going to be about. There's been a lot of rumors swirling. So I think the best thing to do is to jump right into the first one, the iMac refresh. I was reading that it's been about 900 or so days since they've refreshed the iMac line, which
Oh.
is crazy. I mean, you got to think. I think all of the iMacs are still in M1,
Hmm.
so not even M1 Pro or Max. I think it's just flat out M1. So the
Yeah.
iMac line is very much due for a refresh. And I'm curious, do you think that they refresh? Do you think that they actually do it? That was sort of the thought was that the Mac Studio kind of took over that Mac Studio and Pro Display
I
combo.
mean, yes, but that is also the expensive route, as you just said about the
I
that pro
mean,
display
let's be
and
honest,
all
the
that.
iMac still isn't cheap. I want to say it was still like 16, 17,
I
which
guess
is
that's
cheaper than the Mac Studio.
true.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
So,
and I think it's. I mean, I think that was the colorful,
yes.
thing you could get, and I remember the only thing people were complaining about was the bezels around it last time. So like, and I think the camera wasn't that great. So so we'll see
That
this time
is,
around if it's
yeah.
better. I mean, some of the stuff is getting kind of phased out especially when you put in Mac Studio, and I mean even the Mac Mini and all that. Like you have these things, um, but that's the only product that has a screen built in and all that. So
True.
you
Well,
know,
if you're talking desktop realm, yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
desktop, yeah, like for a desktop where you just buy one thing. Some people like that. You just buy one thing,
Yeah, I
set it
mean,
up, and
my
you're done.
brother has the iMac. He actually got the iMac with the refresh of the M1 ones,
Okay,
and I know for a fact he loves it.
yeah,
Like to this day, he is still super ecstatic every time he can use it. And I think one, it was coming from his I don't want to say low end Windows PC, but it was an older Windows PC.
mhm,
So it was one, I think it was just definitely time for him to get a new thing.
yeah,
And I know that was also his first Mac desktop.
okay,
So Mac, I think Mac computer in general. So it was new, it was fresh, it was
right,
the excitement still hadn't worn off.
yeah.
So I am curious. They say the big rumor was iMac refresh. What about iMac Pro? Scary
Um,
fast doesn't read base iMac to me.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And I mean, when it says scary fast, I just thought about an M3
Oh,
that
for
would have
sure.
some kind of speed to it, and they would add that to I don't know another Mac. Well, the Mac Studio, the one it already had. Wait, it just has the M2
Yeah,
Pro and
so
Max, right?
yeah,
That's
so it
it.
has the M2 Pro and Max,
Yeah,
and Ultra.
and Ultra.
Um,
So the M3 has to be faster than that.
Seriously, and
I guess.
obviously that's one of
Very
the
interesting.
rumors of this as well, is that M3 is coming.
Yeah.
Um, Coincidentally, and I want to say it was from Mac rumors, and I did forget to say it at the top. All of these rumors are either from Mac rumors, the Apple analyst Ming Chi Kuo, or Mark Gurman from Bloomberg.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll definitely link all of those in the bot or in the description. But one of the things I saw was that it's not just going to be M3; it's going to be the entire M3 line. So we're talking Pro, Max, and there's a rumor of, and
Okay.
I can't remember if this particular rumor was from any of those sources, so I didn't really have it on our docket. But the rumor is that there could be a MacBook Pro with Ultra because of the portability again.
That'd be interesting. Power consumption would be a question that I
Sure,
would
sure.
have for a laptop, but that'll be fun for people. I'm sure people will love that. Like if you had the portability, the power of a Mac Studio on your MacBook Pro at the fullest power it can be. I'm sure people will love that. I just wonder how that power that power consumption is going to be.
I don't honestly think that the entire M3 line is coming right away.
Mm,
I know. I think it was an article from The Verge, and I'll definitely link that as well. They were saying that the roadmap sort of indicates that the main M3 line, so like
mm,
the Pro, Max, Ultra, is 2024. And I feel like a lot of people are like, well, all your major items are coming 2024. Like that's when you're due for a Mac Studio update, probably a Mac Pro update, like all of those professional ones. So I feel like if we get anything, it's just the base M3,
okay.
which gives you that iMac.
Hmm.
Um, because you're probably just gonna do the same iMac shell and just say, well, now you have a newer processor.
Yeah, of course.
And like, of course, for that's probably still scary fast because, like you said
Yeah,
before,
it has to be.
the
Yeah,
the M3 has to at least be faster than your M2.
yeah, it does. It does, and I feel like that'll. I mean, that'll all spin into this gaming stuff, so it can handle that. And I think Apple
Hmm.
really wants to be a consideration when people think a gaming PC. Right now, people don't think
Yeah,
Apple for that. Um, and I was watching earlier like some of the waveform podcasts from MKBHD, and they were like, maybe it'll be like, you'll have the Mac, but you also have all the Mac accessories be USB-C now. Like maybe
that
that's a
is.
thing they
I
do.
I feel like that's
Um,
something they're just gonna throw away like in there because like your Magic Mouse is gonna be USB C, the Magic Keyboard, the Magic Trackpad. We
look,
you
they
know all of those are going to
they
be.
made a joke about it. It was like, they were like, you could sit it like that. They were like, yeah, they could still do it just to do
That
it,
would be
but it'd be
insane.
crazy. Yeah, it would. But
If they're gonna do anything, they need to take the USB C port from the bottom of the Magic Mouse. Like,
yes, they
can
could.
we change that?
That was a terrible idea. I didn't know how they even thought to do that.
I don't know, and it was frustrating. I don't have one to this day because of that. um, I ended up going to Logitech route for for my mouse and keyboard just because it was so frustrating. But you talked about gaming, and we know that, like you said, Mac has had that super big push in gaming. Um, Obviously, we've seen it with the iPhone and how they were like, this is a next level thing for gaming now. Like, a lot of AAA games, or at least console like games, are trying to be there.
Right.
We saw the rumor that I think it was just on Reddit gaming leaks rumors that a Japanese developer is to be heavily focused at that event. Do you do you think we know who it could be? Like,
Uh, no, I mean, I don't know exactly who it would be, but I do feel like since they've announced, that what Assassin's Creed Mirage is going to be
mm-hmm.
on the iPhone, um, that was a big deal for a console level game
Yeah.
to be applied to. My first thought was, how much is the game? Like, how is it? Like, is it going to be a $70 game on an
Oh,
iPhone?
it's for sure going to be a $70 game on your iPhone.
um, yeah, I mean, that sounds really cool. Like for them to do that, I would like for that to be the case because then maybe I could get more games on my Mac Mini M1 maybe. I don't know. I hope I'm not becoming obsolete. It's always funny when these like they keep
I,
announcing these new things, but
it's it's interesting because if we're thinking about it, I think it's going to be Capcom. I'm gonna be honest.
hmm,
Capcom just
why?
so they just did the Resident Evil Village with
Okay,
I think it was for any iPad like M1 or newer. Like they were
okay.
talking about how it's going to be available, and I want to say it's available. It was either last week or the week of this recording. This is coming out on the Monday of the,
Hmm.
so it might have been the same like right then. So that's an easy way to be like, well, this is available, or this was just recently made available. Here are some of the other things like that was just sort of our teaser to you. Now let me show you all of this other stuff that we got coming, especially because that gaming leaks Reddit post was stemming from a Mac Rumors article. So right again, back to where we get all a lot of our
Yep.
information from.
Yes.
um is that they're looking to sort of show that they want to do more AAA games on a Mac. They want to have
Okay.
hardware ray tracing on a Mac. Like they're really trying to get into that, like you said, that gaming realm of you don't have to go to a PC because you want to play the
Yeah.
latest games.
Right. And I would love for them to do that. People always wonder what Kojima's doing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wonder if, for them to have that the at the Xbox showcase, the Metal Gear Solid Delta
Hmm.
teaser thing, maybe that,
I could see that. I mean,
maybe
it
that.
wouldn't surprise me. I'm gonna be
We,
honest. When I just saw this ray tracing thing, it made me really excited for Unreal Studio. Yeah, Unreal Engine, the Unreal
and,
Engine thing, because yes, it's working better each update that it gets for the Mac. But
mhm.
one of the big things that it was holding back was like it didn't have any hardware ray tracing.
Ah,
So the fact that this is at the top of the list,
mm,
I think something like that in game development would be huge, and I think they want to capture that market. You know, Mac is already supposed to
yeah,
be for the creators. So being able to capture those creators, I think they're really trying to get. And it still ties into all of this gaming. So you would bring a a Capcom, or like you said, a Kojima, to be like, this is what Unreal can now do on a
yeah,
Mac in general. Just this is what the new gaming can do on the Mac in general. Here are some of our partners. And I know Unreal or Epic and Apple have had their beef, but maybe things have changed. Money talks a lot.
maybe.
Money
Oh,
talks a lot.
it definitely does.
So
Um, I mean, that'd be, that'd be a good thing for them all around. I feel
mhm,
like, a good thing for me as well because
seriously.
I'll trade in this M1 Mac Mini if I have to.
And I will get that M3 Max Studio. I feel like I'm gonna have to wait for that, but
I mean, I don't know. It depends. There's been a lot of like, oh, here's the announcement for it, but
yeah,
look for it months later.
true, true.
Um, I just wonder like if they give it this gaming power, how much is going to tie into like this Apple Vision Pro thing that's supposed to be coming the first quarter next year. Um,
Do you believe that that's on track still?
it looked good from what they showed us when they first did it, so I was like, it looks cool, and everybody that
Wasn't it
tried it
in?
liked it. So, I don't know. Me personally, a selfish thought that I had was Kojima, give us Castlevania. I'll take that. Give me a Castlevania, please. Give me another one, please.
I
It's been
mean,
a long
I
time.
wouldn't be mad at it. I'm with you. I really don't know if I think that that's on track.
Really? Hmm. I don't know, man. It looked cool from what they had. I don't know. The,
It
the only
did.
thing I questioned was that separate battery pack thing. That was the
S-
only thing I was like, what is that? But everything else
Fair.
looked cool.
And
But
you're
yeah,
not wrong. I just, it seems like tech companies in general have gotten really in the way of this new thing is coming. It's going to be game changing, or even with features, and then we don't see it, or it's coming later. Like the double tap feature for the watch
yeah,
just got unveiled, or just got released, I should
it
say.
did.
By the way, you
See,
have that watch. How have you tried it?
I have. I mean, Interesting. I don't know. Like, can I even show you? I don't know. It's that like I can't. I don't know. I can't do. It's not.
I
I
don't
think it's
get.
supposed to be
I'm gonna be
straight.
honest. I don't fully get what all you would use it for.
It's weird because it's like technically the feature has been in here for a long time, and
Fair.
accessibility, you could squeeze your hand and do all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is just double tapping. So like if you're getting a call, you can answer it or whatever, stuff like that. Or if you're
Okay.
like washing dishes and you want to answer a call, you just, which is a cool thing. But
Fair.
you know, it was weird that they delayed it so long. I was like, why? Like you announced it, the watch came out, everything came out, and it's
What, six
now
weeks
just getting
later?
it. Yeah, I was like, interesting.
It.
But
I
it's
mean,
like,
it needed a little bit more time to bake. I guess. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. Just like they've updated like the action button on the phone a little bit so it doesn't trigger while it's in your pocket and
I
the
need
step.
that because let me
This
tell you, the amount of times I have accident because I set my action button to do voice memos.
ah,
So the amount of
whoa,
just random voice memos where you just hear it just shuffling around in my pocket throughout the day. Oh, that's
that's be kind of funny.
it is, but it's also like, man, this is crazy. I need
Yeah,
something to get with this.
I'm all I hope for the action button is they have the ability with software to add double tap and triple tap. I just really hope it's not like, oh, on the next iPhone you can double tap and triple tap. Please let it be
Please.
software.
I feel
Because if
like
it's not, that would really suck.
it would, and I think that's something that would help it a lot. Because then
Yeah.
now you can program three things
Yes.
or two things. Even if you just give us double tap, then it's you hit it once, you double tap. But it has to because for voice memos, you have to hold for it to start.
Oh well, yeah. All the things you can't just tapping it just gives you like notification. You have to hold it to do
Oh,
anything.
okay.
So it's not
Which
even.
also means that it's crazier when I'm sitting these recording all these voice
Yeah,
memos.
a little
Like
bit.
that
A little bit.
makes it a little crazier. So the
Yeah.
last thing I wanted to get into before we just really just talk about any surprises that we think might happen
Mhm.
are the rumors of a low cost MacBook. I'm not sure if you saw the I guess the market share is sort of leveling out.
Hmm.
So obviously a company that's going to want to continue to get more and more market share are probably looking at, well, where are we lacking at? And Apple is very famously not a low cost company.
It's very true.
Even even their budget items are not low cost.
That's right.
So to combat the growing Chromebook market, there are rumors that a low cost MacBook would be coming at the price of 700 or less. They now I will hedge it in saying that they did not say that this is for the event on Monday, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
Monday.
Yeah.
Um this is sort of a in the future thing, probably 2024. That's where a lot of these 2024 is apparently going to be a huge year for Apple, but I feel
Yeah.
like they say that every other year.
They sure do.
um
They do.
I'm curious if you think one that we're going to get it, and then two, do you think that they just throw us a curveball and say no, it's actually dropping on Monday?
I think it would be an interesting choice for them to do because that price is very close to the iPad Pro, or
Mm-hmm.
at least the lowest one you can get, I guess.
It's still cheaper than that iPad Pro though.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know.
Barely.
That's interesting because my iPad I think was $7.99
Yeah,
when
and
I
so
bought it.
let's say if they're
So
for an extra 100, you got full portability. I feel like you're right. You are starting to cannibalize those sales,
yeah,
but they could also be weighing that the tablet market is not the laptop market.
I guess that's true. I mean, yeah, because I do like the touchscreen and stuff like that. That's one thing they haven't done to the Max.
I don't
And I
think they
was
ever
like,
will
I don't
because
think they will either. Yeah, because if they did that, then they really would touch into the iPad.
right,
Oh, it's touchscreen now. Might as well make it flip around like the yogas. You might as
right.
might as well make it do all that and let it go. Um, it'd be cool if they did it. It'd be an interesting choice for them. I guess then that'll be something that they can put in schools and everything else. If it's a low budget
Hmm.
MacBook, because right now the MacBooks ain't getting put through the schools
And
because
that's
it's
where
kind
I'm
of expensive.
thinking. that's where I'm thinking is part of what they want to do. Because remember, I'm sure your school probably had it too. Remember the colorful Macs back in the
Yes,
day?
yes.
Those Macintoshes were great. I and I think
It just makes me
they're
think about Legally Blonde.
hilarious, hilarious.
Yeah, yeah,
But I mean, just think, like you said, they're no longer in schools. I'm sure that was huge for them being in
yeah,
probably almost every elementary school, middle and high school in the country. At least a good chunk of them for a while.
yeah.
Um, to not That's just another market that I'm sure they want to get back to. But like you said, I don't know if it's going to be on Monday. That and like I said, the rumors didn't necessarily say it, but I could see them eventually doing it.
Like you said, like iMacs aren't like they aren't cheap, so that would be something to put in schools if they were cheaper.
Yeah,
Having cheap MacBooks would take over Chromebooks because Chromebooks are basically powered up Chrome. That's not
yeah,
very useful. Having a MacBook can do everything all the MacBooks can do, just maybe can do that heavy editing, but it
yeah,
can do everything else. Would be a big change. If they do that, they're really telling us they want to conquer two markets: low budget computers and gamers. They're
yeah.
trying to get
I could see
these
them
two things.
because you figure the
So
low budget. That's also encapsulating the student market.
yeah. Oh yeah.
You're getting the college student who, granted,
Can't
they're buying.
afford
Yeah,
the
you can't pay 12, 1300
yeah.
for a MacBook Air or a Mac or 14, 15, going on
Yeah.
beyond that for a MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
But I do want to have this market. I do want to have this for my schooling.
Yeah.
This is your way of doing it.
Yeah. Because that's definitely something that I feel like it would put them in the running. Because right now
Yeah,
people are like, I can never afford that. But if they did that, they're like, oh look, maybe I can get one for
right.
school. You
I'm
know?
paying 700 for a laptop for college or something. Yeah, I'm there for it.
Yeah. So
So
gotta be smarter than them actually. We'll
yeah.
see.
So before we get out of here, do you think there's any surprises in store that we haven't talked about? I know like I said, we went over the MacBook refresh. We didn't talk about the MacBook Pros, but I feel like you don't. We talked about the M3 lineup. You don't do a new lineup like the M3 without another laptop with it. So I feel like we're good there. And then we talked about the low cost MacBooks. Is there any other surprises?
I wonder if they would bring the dynamic island to the MacBooks
Ooh,
instead, because I'm not gonna lie, the notch is not pretty to me. It doesn't look good on the MacBook. It just don't to me. I was like, oh, that look. So, but the dynamic island, I think that would
you can
look
get
pretty
behind that.
cool. I think it would
Okay,
look pretty cool on the MacBook. It could be right in the middle of the
yeah,
bar at the top. It's not a big cut. I don't know. That was one thing I was wondering because as they apply it to more devices, that they put it on, once they start, once it's on all the devices, why not put it on the Mac? This is what they did with the cutout or the
that is true.
whatever. I was like, so I'm wondering if they'll do that because that's something I would kind of expect them to do, and I think that would be a little surprise for people, not just M3 gaming, but hey, we actually add the dynamic island to it as well.
Right.
Yeah, see, the only thing is it's not interactive though. It wouldn't be interactive because it's not a touchscreen.
Yeah,
So
but they
that's
you
the only
don't
thing.
necessarily have to because a lot of it, majority of the time, I'm gonna be honest, I get sports scores in my dynamic island.
Oh, you don't
So
actually click it and
I
like do
will,
stuff? Okay.
but I'm saying that's the majority of the time because it'll
Okay.
show me NBA scores. So like, granted, yes, I use it for that, but the majority of the times I love the fact that I can just look up like, oh, okay, cool. Here's the score for the game that I care about the most. Let me click in and see the other games, and that's where you can click into it and scroll down, see all
Okay.
the other scores. So that part is great. But I feel like you could do that same thing where instead of you using a your finger for the to
Yeah.
navigate it, you just use your mouse. The functionality can very much mirror. At least I think it should be able to.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they do that because I just see the notch. I'm like, oh, they could do something else there.
Yeah,
Um, I know they don't. They want the bezels lowered or whatever. I don't know. That's just one thing I hope they do. I don't know if it's like something I'm like a surprise or something. I just hope they change.
Right. That's fair. And we do know that there's always a one more thing with Apple, so maybe
Mm,
we'll get that. But one thing we can say is that we know we're gonna get a lot of stuff on Monday. It's gonna be at a different time. I'm thinking about whether or not I want to try to like live stream it or something, figure out something.
people do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. Like,
yeah.
but we'll see. Either way, I hope you guys liked our just sort of what you can expect with this. We know we're gonna get some cool stuff, and I'm ready to talk about it once we know for sure. Trayvon, you'll come back and talk with me again.
Absolutely. If you go live with, I mean, we can both react to
That is
it.
true. We
Once.
can for sure do that.
Yeah.
And even either way, we'll be talking about what we did see
Yeah.
as a follow up to this video. So you can hit the like button below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Trayvon, all of his info will be in the description. We're gonna get him to do some more tech videos.
Mm.
But until then, we'll see you next
All
time.
right, bye.